Hey guys, how are you? I know it's morning here where I am. I haven't been live for quite some time now. So I said, let me come here today and I'm going to share with you a video on visiting visas. And especially this will be for the United States of America and also for the other countries, Canada, uh, also European countries, Australia, New Zealand, because I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the visiting visas. So the best way is just for me to make sure that people get a lot of good understanding about this type of visas and a few things on that. So when we talk about visiting visas, you have to know that visiting visas is under the category of what we call the category called the non-immigrant visa, because especially for the United States, which is also applicable to all other first world countries, visiting visas are the visas which you apply to go to a particular country for a specified period of time with expectation of coming back to your home country. That is a visiting visa. So when you apply the visiting visa, or rather non-immigrant visa in general, you are promising you'll be going back to your home country. So if you are promising to go back to your home country, there are so many other things which will be able to show as indicators, as a proof, as some sort of reasons why you'll be going back to your home country. So that is one of the things. But if you apply for immigrant visa is the visa from day one you are coming, maybe to America, you are going to Canada, you are going to Europe, as a permanent resident of that particular country. So that is different. For instance, if someone wins the diversity visa lottery, that is immigrant visa, meaning from day one you are coming to America as a permanent resident. That's number one. So that is different. If you are married to a US citizen, if your parent is a US citizen, is going to sponsor you. If a child is a US citizen, is going to sponsor the parent. That means you are going to get what we call immigrant visa. From day one, you are coming to America as a permanent resident. That way, you will not be asked the question, prove to us that you will be coming back to your home country, because you are coming here to be immigrant. So immigrant, according to the US immigration law, is a person who is coming here to be permanent, right? Or in a very simple term, immigrant is a person with a green card. Immigrant is a person with a permanent residency status. That is the simple or simplest way to explain that way in immigration law. And the non-immigrant is a person who is not immigrant, the person who comes to this country to stay here for a particular period of time, can be a student, can be a visitor, that person can be someone coming to work, that person can be someone comes for the conference, someone comes for the medical reason, come for graduation, whatever it is, but you are not coming to here with immigrant visa, you're not coming here as a permanent resident. In that way, that person has to have a proof of things that I'll be going back to my home country. That is non-immigrant visa. So when you say, I want to go as a visitor, before you start like, okay, I want to go to America, I want to visit America, I want to visit Canada, I want to visit Europe, I want to visit Australia, I want to visit New Zealand. Before you go there, you have to look at yourself and evaluate yourself critically in what we call the professional profile. What is your resume? What is your CV? What is your professional profile? Do you have things, tangible things, which you can show as assets and be able to be given the visa? That is the key. That is the key. Show the proof. Show the things which will be able to attract someone, to convince someone. And those things is not about saying, oh, I'm from this particular region, I love my country, I love my tribe so much. No, it's about the assets. Yes, it is raining. It has been raining here for quite some time, the entire night. Okay, so when we talk about those kind of things, so I've been saying like is non-immigrant. So assets, all things which will be able to show you. So on the visiting visas, let us start with the invitation letter, because that is the most common. Everybody wants, oh, can you help me to get the invitation letter? I want to visit America. Just write me the invitation letter. I'm not coming to you. I'm just going there. After 1 week, I'm going to disappear, whatever, oh, blah, 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 blah. But what is the invitation letter, and how important is the invitation letter to someone who is applying for the visiting visa? How important it is. The invitation letter is the letter. Someone wants to know if you can go with a medical exam. Visiting visa doesn't have medical examinations, but green card, yes. Immigrant visa, you'll be required to go with the medical. You must do the medical, not to any medical doctor. Is a doctor who has a contract with the US government. If you do not know that, ask the US embassy in your country. They'll give the address, the name, the address of that physician or the medical doctor you have to go. So, invitation letter. So who has the power to write the invitation letter? Invitation letter can only be written by any person who is legally in the United States of America. Invitation letter is the letter which is written by any person who is legally in the United States. Whether that person is a US citizen, a green card holder, an international student, someone with a special working visa, that person is allowed by law to write invitation letter. That's number one. Number two, what is the content? What is written? What is supposed to be written in the invitation letter? What should be the content of the invitation letter? So the content of the invitation letter should be the following things, or the items which should be in the invitation letter are as follows. Number one is the person should identify himself or herself. Meaning, if I'm the one inviting you, you have to say, my name is so and so. I am a US citizen. I am international student. I am a green card holder. My card is attached to wherever you have to have the photocopy of that. Or if you're a US citizen who lives in, you put your address there. That should be there. What is the relationship between you and the person you are going to ask? Like, I'm going to invite this person because he's my nephew. I'm going to ask this person because he's my colleague. This person is my father. This person is my sister. This person is my brother. So you have to do that. You have to indicate the relationship. Another item which should be there is, what is the reason? What is the person coming to do and for how long? So if you say, I'm inviting, my name is Ernest Makulilo, a US citizen based in Missouri, my address, blah, blah, blah. I'm inviting Mr. So because he's my brother. And I'm inviting this person to come here to stay with me for how long? For 2 weeks. I'm giving you an example. For 1 month, for 1 week. So you have to indicate for how long the person will be staying there. And what is the overall reason? Oh, we have a graduation ceremony around this particular time, or we have this kind of celebration, or we have this kind of things we want to do together. So you have to indicate like overall what we call itinerary, like what will be the objective, what will be the key highlights of the things the person coming to America will be doing. That is something else we have to add. Then, on top of that, who is going to be in charge of accommodation of the person in America? So you say, this person who is coming will be staying in my apartment, will be staying at, or whatever will be staying at our house if you have a house or apartment. You have to indicate it. Why you have to indicate? When you indicate that this person is coming to stay at my apartment or my house, that person will not be required to show a proof that I'm of the hotel reservation if you want to come to stay at this particular area. Because if you say I'm going to America to visit, I will be talking about how can you plan a visiting trip without having a visiting visa. Having the invitation letter. You can do, one of the things is you have to indicate where you'll be staying. So by having someone to invite you, you are taking away the burden of showing the where you'll be staying in that regard. This is the fire station. So that is something you need to make sure you understand it that way. And sometimes you can say, maybe the person will also pay for the ticket, or the person will carry their ticket, blah, blah, things of that nature. So what is the weight, what is the percentage of this invitation letter has to someone? So, yes, invitation letter is very, very important, but it's not everything. Invitation letter is not everything. Why? Because you are applying the non-immigrant visa. As I've been saying, the non-immigrant visa, you have to prove that you'll be going back to your home country. So it comes back to you, the person who is getting invitation. Obviously, you're above 18. So you need to, it's not the burden of the person inviting you to say that this person will be going back to their country after the visit. No. Also, you as the person who is going to be invited has to show a proof that my intention is not to stay in the United States. My intention is to go there to visit, have some fun, do 1, 2, 3, 4, then come back to my home country. So even if you just want to see, go to the US Embassy website or any embassy website, they will show you what are the list of the recommended documents you need to have. It's not that you must have all the documentation, but you need to have most of those documentations they are going to highlight. You need to show that you have some of these documents. For instance, you have to show that if you have a family, by family I don't say you have a father and a mother, you have a sister, no. A family here I'm referring, if you are married and kids, you have kids. So sometimes that is one of the attachment you have to say, you know, I have 2-year-old daughter, I have 3 or 4 years old son, and I'm married. And you need to indicate it, you need to go with a birth certificate. I'm married, you need to have the marriage certificate. But that is not only enough. Currently, I'm I'm an employee of this company A. Give us the evidence that you are employed by that company. My salary is $2,000 per month. Show me the evidence. This is my bank statement. In addition to all these kind of things, I own the house. This is the title deed. I own a big farm. This is the evidence, proof of purchase or something, whatever you have. I own the business. It has to be registered. It will be better than just saying, oh, it's selling online through Instagram. And I haven't registered it. So if you haven't registered it, that means you are not paying the tax as a business person in your own country. So if you can defraud the tax, you can evade the tax in your own country. What will stop you from running away in America, to just run away and not to follow the laws of America if you're not following the laws of your own country? So that is the challenge. Make sure that if you have a business, find a way to register. Yes, sometimes it's crazy. The government will get more money, whatever, something like that. But if you want it to, for traveling purposes, you have to make sure that you are prepared enough. Make sure you are ready for that. I usually tell people sometimes, in addition to have a work, in addition to have these kind of things, start an NGO, non-profit organization. Start it. It doesn't take much to start the NGO. Why? Because you'll be a CEO too. You have other work, but on top of that, you can be a CEO. Oh, I'm going to America. I'll be going to visit this and this, but also want to learn something from another organization which is dealing with similar things I do. Why? I'm a CEO of this organization. And as NGO, you don't pay even tax. Just register an NGO. So those are some of the few things you have to pay attention to. So having all those documents will have more weight than having just to say have the invitation letter. Yes, we say invitation letter is important, but its value, its role into making you getting that particular visa, to my understanding, is just like 1%. If someone wants to contact me, the only way to contact me at the moment is through email. You have to email me, not a phone number or whatever. Email is ebm@ebmscholars.com. You have to send the email. The reason I even removed the phone number on the website is because someone is sending a message, hi, expecting to respond hi. Then how are you? Can ask you a question. But remember, we have so many hours difference. So you want me after 8 hours to come here just to say, I'm doing fine. Then no. So it was just receiving 1,000 email messages per day. And out of those 1,000 messages, you find maybe 200 messages or 100 are the people going to explain what they want instead of starting greeting. Email is ebm@ebmscholars.com. Or just go to my website, ebmscholars.com, website www.ebmscholars.com. If you go to my website, you see my email. ebmscholars.com is the website. In the website, you'll be able to see the email. So having all those documentations will help you to get the visa. But it's not a guarantee that you'll be given the visa. No, not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Here is a park where people come to do some exercise here. Or you can bring kids, play around there. Or you can bring some people, have some barbecue here, birthday party, whatever is free. Yeah. So that is the way to apply and to get the visiting visa. But that doesn't mean that having the documentation is a guarantee that now I'm going to get the visa. No. But you increase your chances by having everything they need. Don't send a message on Instagram. Instagram is not official. If you have any official business with me, please email me. If you send Instagram, it's just like any other person, just a friendly thing. Instagram is not official. No. I've been saying over and over, and whenever I go live or on my messages, you see my website and my email. Go to my website and my email. Osidia Wycliffe, I'll go back to see on you, get in touch with you. Sometimes the difficulty is just right now I wake up. So I go and get the emails. I respond to you. You respond to someone like maybe later. You already sleep. So that is a confusion when we are trying to do the consultation. So, yeah. If you have anything like consultation purposes, whatever, email me, because sometimes I might promise you, or you send me the email, maybe I forgot to respond on time. Please email me right now instead of, or I send it on the Instagram, I send it on Yahoo email. If you send it on any other email, if I don't respond, it's okay. I don't respond because that is not official channel. The only official channel now is the email. And the email is a business email, ebm@ebmscholars.com. Then let's go to another part. Can you go and apply for the visiting visa without the invitation letter? The answer is yes. You can do that. Do you think Dangote, if he wants to come to America, must show the invitation letter from a friend? No. As I said, the invitation letter is someone to say, oh, this person will stay at my house. So if you have accommodation, you don't need to have the invitation letter. So you can apply a visiting visa without invitation letter. There are few things you need to pay attention to. If you want, you can create your own letter. I'm so and so applying for this invitation letter. I'm applying for this visiting visa. I want to go to America on this day. I'll spend 10 days in America. What I plan to do, I'm planning to go to Disneyland. Here's the ticket. I'm planning to do this one at SeaWorld or whatever. I want to do 1, 2, 3. These are the things. I have the accommodation. But the accommodation, you don't need to pay the accommodation in advance. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is to go booking.com or hotels.com, whatever these big websites which have a lot of hotels. You can book hotel for those particular days, but you don't pay it. What you will do will be just to put the, what you do is not just to put the, don't pay the money per se. What you do will be just to say that you pay upon the day when you are going to check in. Some of the hotels, if there are 100 hotels on hotels.com, maybe 25 or up to 50 sometimes will be okay for you to book hotel, but don't pay. You'll pay on the day you are going to enter to check in the hotel. So if that's the case, you can book the hotel and go there with a proof that I'll be staying at this hotel. The embassy side will not see whether it's paid or not paid. That's, you cannot see. That is the hotel's information. But it will be showing you have booked this hotel with the confirmation number and everything you have. So that will be able to help you in one way or another. So you need to put the itinerary, and in addition to that, you need to show where you will be staying. So not all the time you must have the invitation letter. Because some people, they go into conflict. Oh, this person, since he went to America, doesn't want to give you invitation letter. You create a very big beef between the two. You can also, if you want, is to do that. But the biggest challenge I've been telling people, some people, they say, I want to travel to go for a visit. But if you look at yourself, you haven't created a profile which will convince the embassy to give you the visa. Whether you have an invitation letter, whether you don't have, you need to have, even if you have an invitation letter from Biden, or from Obama or from Trump. It doesn't matter. You have to prove that you'll be able to go back to your home country. That is one of the very important things, is to show the assets, to show the heavy attachments in your country. Someone wants to know if you have 5,000, can it be reasonable? Yes, that's more than enough for a ticket and come to visit. Someone also wants to know about, I want to answer more questions about visiting visas than answering about green card, because today I want to talk more about visiting visas. Someone wants to know about affidavit of support. As I've been saying over and over on my videos, just type EBM Scholars affidavit of support. You will see so many videos. According to the green card, where can you get my email? Go to my website, ebmscholars.com. On the website, you'll be able to see the email. ebm@ebmscholars.com. You'll be able to see the email there. So affidavit of support, according to the developer instructions, there is no requirement of the affidavit of support. But in each embassy has its own mandate to whether request it or not requesting. So there are some of the embassies in the world will be requesting the affidavit of support. Some of the embassies are not requesting. So if you are the winner, I cannot tell you top of my head, oh, you are coming from Mali, you are coming from this particular country. Yes, you must have affidavit. No, you have to either ask your own embassy, or the embassy will email you when you are the winner that they request that documentation. And just in case you go to the embassy without the affidavit of support, and if they require, they are not going to deny you the visa. Someone wants to know about the bank statement and the traveling history. Bank statement is to prove that how much money you have, or the flow of your money. Let's say you are employee. You say you are employee. Where do you work? I work at the government. How much is your salary? It's $500. But your bank statement has 30,000 US dollar. No, where do you get that money? Where do you get all this money in your bank account while your salary is normal salary? So bank statement is to show the transaction. You're a business person, you say, oh, I make $3,000 per month. It has to be indicated the flow of money. They want to see. That is the purpose of the bank statement. To see the history of your income. Not to have one lump sum, you put the money today and tomorrow you go with the bank statement with the 30,000 US dollar. No. Some of the countries, US embassy is not that much, but for instance, like if you go to some in Canada or wherever, some of the countries, they specifically say they want the bank statement with the history of 6 months specific, or 3 months. But most of the time they say we want the history for 6 months. So that is something you need to pay attention. But what is about the importance of travel history? So travel history is one, to show that you have been traveling, but the most important key part of that, the most important of the travel history is to indicate that you are someone trustworthy. That means you can be able to go to a certain country and you come back to your own country without being tempted to disappear in that particular country. That is the purpose of travel history. But again, let's say you are from any country in Africa. You're from Kenya, or you're from Tanzania, or you're from Ghana. Traveling from Ghana to Cameroon, that is not a travel history they are looking for. Traveling from Nigeria to Sierra Leone, moving from Liberia, Freetown, to another city, or going to Ethiopia, moving from South Africa to Botswana, that is not the travel history they are looking for. Someone says loves the environment. So here there are soccer field, football field. One is there. Second one is here. Let me show you. There are just like 5. Nowadays in US, this football soccer is getting more hype, and especially the upcoming World Cup 2026. Among the cities which will host World Cup, Kansas City is one of the cities. So we are getting ready. So 2026, I will be showing you a lot of things. I believe I will be continuing to live in Kansas City. Yeah. So you see all these soccer. Yeah. Okay. So what if you travel? You have traveled to Europe. You have traveled to Canada. You have traveled to America. You have traveled to any first world. For them, that one is good. That means you had a chance to extend and even be out of status, but you decide to come back to your home country. But, oh, I've traveled. Where did you go? Oh, I went to Zanzibar. I went to Naivasha, Kenya. I went to wherever Namibia, this particular part of nice desert. It's good you are traveling. It can help to show that, oh, why do you want to go to travel? But this person has experience of traveling, but they trust that this person will be going to this country and come back. The travel history they are looking for is those you can go to the first world country. That means you had a chance of disappearing, but you didn't. That's what they are looking for, mostly. And someone also was asking here, if on the banking statement, are they going to go to the bank and cross-check the information? No, they are not. Why they are not? Because they have no that mandate. Remember, U.S. Embassy is operating under the law of your country, but also the law of America. In the U.S., government has no authority to go and check how much is on my bank account direct without the subpoena, without the court documentation. So the U.S. Embassy will not go in your country and let me cross-check this person if has exactly this $4,000. No. And remember, when you go to the embassy that day, they make the decision right away. So they look a list of information, not just the bank statement, how much money you have. You might have all this money, but according to your salary, that money might be you just borrowed from your friends. So they're not just looking at the bank cash money you have to make the final decision. They're looking for other factors too. So that is the reason. See? So here, apart from raining today, but here is just like there are these kind of soccer, football pitch, whatever field, and then there is volleyball, there is people doing what they skate, and a few other things here. So on this one is just people you come either you walk or run. Yeah. So that is about the visiting visa. So another related question, but my aim is not just visiting. What should I do if I arrive there and I want to continue to stay in America? What should I do? Remember, this is what I advise people. When you get the visa to America, the first time you get the visa, that means you have been trusted. So if things don't go okay and you want to go back to your home country, you come to visit and it's not going like you're expecting, yes, it's okay to go back to your home country. Because guess what? If you apply another visa within the 48 months to come again to America, it's a guarantee you'll be given the visa. And in most cases, you're not supposed to be even interviewed. Yes, you'll go there on the day of the interview, give them the passport. They are not going to interview. Because you have shown the trust, you came to America and you didn't disappear and you went back to your home country. John Brown said we are touring the US together. Yes, 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 yes. So, on that particular case, don't just go and is it guaranteed that the US Embassy will invite you? Oh, I didn't see the comment. Just wait. Is it a guarantee that the US Embassy will invite you for the green card visa? Is you win the green card lottery? No, it's not a guarantee. Depends on your case number. If your case number is 120,000, obviously you are not going to be called for the interview. That's the importance of the case number. Remember, only 55,000 visas are going to be issued each fiscal year. But the winners are more than 120 each year. So it's not a guarantee. But if your case number, if you're from Africa, your case number is less than 50,000, up to 60,000 is a guarantee you'll be called for the interview. But your case number is 100,000, no, it's not that you are not going to be called. I usually tell people, even if your case number is 10, if you haven't received just apply, just in October, apply for the DV lottery. Because you might just say, oh, I'm not applying. And then in August, there is, that October or November, there is a war between the US and Russia. What are you going to do? Do you think the embassy will be focusing on giving the visas, or they'll be dealing with the war? And then, just like how it happened with the COVID, they suspended the immigration. So, I've been giving these cases. There is one Kenyan lady won the DV lottery, is in Ohio, but applied for another green card lottery again. Then the immigration suspicion, they were not giving the green card, but won again for another DV lottery. There is a Tanzanian lady. I did the interview for Swahili. I did the Swahili interview. The husband won the DV lottery. They already got the interview date, but before the interview, Tanzania was on the travel ban under Donald Trump. But I always say apply. They also applied. In this time, both husband and wife won the DV lottery. They live in Kansas City too, just like 35 minutes from where I live. And their sister won the DV lottery. The results which came out, the results of last year, so is coming to the US. I think the interview is in this August. I don't remember the date. So that family is very blessed. Yeah, so that is about the invitation letter. And if you want to travel without invitation letter for visiting. So if you get the visa, you come here and you don't get the opportunity you're looking for, please don't stay as clarification about the bank balance. Sometimes we keep waiting up to the, okay, so let me go back to say if you come here, because we know for sure many people, they get the invitation letter, they visit, but when they come here or before they come here, they are thinking what will be their next move. How can I come to America as a student? I will explain that one in a separate video about applying the student. Today I'm talking about the visiting visas more. So if you come here as a visitor, there are so many other opportunities you can use to change the status. You can use legal ways to stay here in America. That's why I'm very much discouraging people to come here as a visiting visa and get out of status and start to become illegal. No. Because if you come as a visitor, you are allowed to apply for school. So you can come here, apply for school, and you don't need to go outside the country. But the problem is people are coming here as a visitor, and they wait on the last day of their, because even if let's say, depending on your country, they give you 5 years visa, 1 year visa, 2 years visa, 3 years visa. That doesn't mean that they give you the permission to stay in America for 5 years. No. When you arrive at the airport, the officers will give you, they'll give you 6 months to stay in America, even if you have a 5 years visa, or 1 year visa, or 2 years visa. So after 6 months, you're out of status. So some people, when they come here, they get so much excited about America, taking pictures, videos, show on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, but they forget one thing. Each day you are happy about America and everything, remember it's one day negative on your visa duration to stay in America. So what you need to do is from day one, you need to say, okay, if I come here, yes, I'm coming to visit, but I can look for other opportunities. Find the legal ways to stay here. Go to apply for school from day one. Not on the last day you go and you want admission, you want all paper to be done within 2 days. It doesn't work that way. So you go and apply for school. You can change the status without going outside the country. You apply, and then you can become, then you can get what? You can get the, sorry. So you can apply and get the student visa. Then, let's say another opportunity. If you come here as a visitor, you find someone, you fall in love, you get married, that you can apply direct a green card from day one. So some people have maybe online relationship and you get the visiting visa, you come here, you get married. Yes, you get that one. Now, this was not used to be done previously, but nowadays is allowed. United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, have announced that as a visitor, you are allowed to apply for jobs. Listen very careful. There is a question about which state I'm going to advise you as a visitor. But before I go there, let me go to, listen to me very careful. Now, the immigration has allowed tourists, has allowed people with B1, B2 visa to come to America. But while you are here, you are allowed to apply for a job. You are allowed to attend a job interview. If the employer wants you, hires you, the employer will be able to go and apply for you to change the status to get the work permit. Just assume someone from another country comes to your country and another person wants to hire that person, will take the documentation, go to the immigration of your country, or I mean, you can call the Ministry of Interior or Ministry of Home Affairs, depending on the country to country. Then you can be able to change the status of that person. So now that one is allowed. But remember, it's difficult to get the companies which will be able to do that extra mile just to go for you to do all those paperwork. Remember, you are talking about the jobs in the warehouse. Well, why should I complicate my life for you? Unless others I know you. So yes, even if they're allowing, while you are applying for those jobs, you should also work for other opportunities, like think about school and think of other ways to change their status. So, in my opinion, I don't advise you to be here and illegal. I don't advise you that because you are blocking a lot of opportunities ahead of you. You'll have opportunity to get so many things if you legally find a way to stay on status. So that is visiting visa. Someone wants to know which states are good for someone to visit. So that depends. If you come under the visiting visa and you have a person, obviously, most likely, by default, the state is where the person is. If someone is inviting you, if someone is in New York, will be ending up in New York. If someone is in Missouri, will end up in Missouri. That is different from, let's say, even if someone wins the DV lottery, sometimes, no matter what state you like more, you might not be able to go to that state at the beginning because where is your host? Unless otherwise you say, I'm going to visit on my own, and then I have this enough money, I can go wherever state I want. So obviously, there are some people that think that to be in America, you must be in the big city, the famous city. That's up to you. That works for you, good for you. Some people, they want, oh, in order for me to feel that I'm in America, I have to be in Miami. I have to be in Orlando. I have to be in New York. I have to be in Chicago. I have to be in Los Angeles. I have to be in San Francisco. I have to be in San Diego. I have to be into these big, big cities. So that's up to you. There are advantages and disadvantages of big cities and small cities. So I don't want to say that you have, when you go to the smaller states, it will be piece of pie, a cake, just have a slam dunk, and just that's all. No, there are some people, they come here. When they go to the bigger states, it's easier to get the jobs. I understand that. If you go to San Francisco, maybe you say, oh, can you get a job quickly, easy. But I'm talking about if someone, in the end, you want to survive by releasing a lot of stress. When you are thinking about, let's say you want to go to school, going to school to the bigger cities, most expensive cities, you pay a lot to the school, you pay a lot for the accommodation. So if you are legally allowed to work, you'll be working more hours so that you can be able to keep up with the normal living life. So those are the few things to pay attention. So as I said, like if you are coming, I mean, if you want to apply as a student, yes, you can have more choices, like which state you want to go, because there are universities everywhere. Can my family who are in US invite me? Yes, they are allowed to invite you. That's why I've been saying from the beginning of the video that as long as the person is here legally, yes, is allowed to invite you. Is allowed to invite you. Unless, I mean, as long as they are legal. Uh, can I use the bank statement of the person inviting me as a proof of fund when you ask who is sponsoring you? No, you can't. You can use the bank statement. The person will be able to prove that I can be able to handle you when you are staying here. But that person is not sponsoring you, is inviting you. That person, yes, you can use their bank statement to show that, oh, these people have apartment, these people have a place where I'll be staying, they can be able to pay for my ticket. But you who is going to be invited must prove that I'm not going to disappear. It's you who has to prove that. Can a relative invite through late? Yes, as long as the person is legally here. Doesn't matter whether it's a relative, a friend, your parents, it doesn't matter about that. They are allowed to do that. Morning. So they are allowed to do that. They are allowed to invite you. Yes, Martin, resend your email right now. When I finish live, I will be able to check my emails. So remember, who is proving that I'm going to America and not disappearing? It's you. It's not the person who is inviting. The person who is inviting in America has to prove that is legally in America, and yes, it will be staying that particular person. So whatever they give the documentation is to prove that they are legal people here. But you have the burden of proof that I'm not going to stay here. And the person who is inviting you, let's say you come here and you decide to change your status from visiting to student, or from visiting you get married to getting permanent residence, from visiting you get a job, or even if you, let's say, become out of status completely without doing anything, whatever, it doesn't affect that person who is inviting you. Because there are some people, they think that if I'm inviting you to America, my responsibility is to make sure that you also get into that plane and go back to your home country. No, that's not the responsibility. You were given the visa by the US Embassy by proving that you'll be going back to your home country. So if you don't come, you're above 18, it's you and the government, not you and me. No. So it doesn't affect the life of the person who is inviting you. it's you who's, because the same way, let's say I invite you, come here, and while you are here, you steal. It's not on me, it's you who is the thief. So you'll be the one who is charged, going to the jail, it's you. So it will be like any other crime that way. I'm about to end this live because we have been here for 50 minutes. So in very 2 to 3 minutes, I'll be stopping this one. Just a few last things to mention. You can go to my website, www.ebmscholars.com. On the website there, you'll be able to see a place about services. You'll be able to see what services I offer. You'll be able to see so many things over there. And if you want to contact me, not about group, not high EBM, write email what you really want through the email. The email is on my website. Email is ebm@ebmscholars.com. That is the official email. I'm planning to start doing live every single day if possible. If that's possible. So we'll be back to this one while we are preparing for the upcoming the DV lottery. I've already predicted the dates for the DV lottery. I'll make a separate video just for the specific dates. But so far, the DV lottery will start on Wednesday, October 4 until Tuesday, November 7. Those are the dates I've predicted, and I stand by them. If I'm wrong, it will be for one day, but those are the dates so far for the upcoming diversity visa lottery. Stay tuned. If you haven't taken the photos, you can start taking the photo soon. And I plan to visit Ghana if everything works okay during the green card lottery time. I will visit Ghana, possible. I don't know yet, but that is the goal. I will be in Tanzania, Kenya, and Ghana. Ghana will be there for possible. I haven't. I do not know. Do I need the bank statement of the person who is inviting me to show that he's fully funding me? No, you don't need. If you have, it's okay, but you don't need their bank statement. No. If the person, if they want to give you, they will give you that. But the only thing if the person has the apartment, obviously you're staying in the apartment, so you don't need to prove like, oh, I'll be able to pay. No. Because if you live in America, someone said, Johnny Brown said, come to South Sudan. I've never been to South Sudan. One day I'll come there. Okay. So if someone is in America, they know for sure they'll be able to pay $2,000, $1,000 for ticket. So you don't need to prove that I'm able to pay a ticket. Because what is going to fund you is just like a place to stay, which the person has a house. Even if you, yes, I have the house. If they have the proof to show that I have the house, yes. I have an apartment, yes. I can understand that. But the money for what? Like I'm able to pay $1,000 ticket. But even if you give those kind of documents, they are not going to prove that you are not going to disappear. They're going to prove you, yes, you're going to stay in America. You'll be having a good, comfortable life in America for the 2 weeks you are planning to go there. But still, you who is getting invited, you have to share information and documentation that I'm not going to be illegal in America. I'm going back to my home country with your own bank statement if you have employment or all these sort of things. The last question, boss, can I change the embassy where I can do green card interview visa? Yes, you can, but it's very complicated. Usual, before you fill the DV lottery, the visa form, the DS260, before you fill the visa form, the DS260, usual, there is a place. If you click that one, when you start the DS260, they ask you, is this the visa interview? They put the location there. Do you want to change? That is your only time. You can change any time. But after submitting that one, sometimes it's very complicated. When you do that after submitting, if you didn't take the opportunity, if at the beginning of fulfilling the DSC 260, if your embassy was in Ghana, you want to do in Cameroon, you didn't change at that particular time. The next time you ask KCC, they will tell you you have to communicate to the embassy you are going if they will allow you that one. There is one Tanzanian who lives in Cameroon, wants to change the interview to put in Tanzania. It has been a very complicated process. And I've seen this one to change, like they say you have to get permission, you have to prove that you live in that country. Whatever. There are so many things which, if you don't take the opportunity at the beginning to change the interview location. What are the requirements needed? I'm invited to visit US. The person who is inviting you must be legal in the US. Mosiga, can I email you another one on the date when I'm off, or you will reschedule me on your own time? Send me your email, but when you ask for rescheduling for the appointment, when you are scheduling for the appointment, the challenge I've been getting from people is, I'm available today. But when it's your today, it might be for me is yesterday or tomorrow. So when you want to change the date, change the date. Give me at least 2 days in advance, not tomorrow. When you say tomorrow, for you, like, let's say now, I don't know which country you are. Let's say someone now is in Australia. It's already, right now I'm talking to you, it's midnight. So if the person say, can we do tomorrow at this time? That time might be very late. So don't assume the entire world is at the same time zone. So when you give me 2 days in advance, that means I will be able to reschedule because there'll be someone else I have to know what time is that one. So when you say I'm available on this day, give me 2 days in advance. For instance, like that's why if you have to put like on my calendar, it blocks you to put 2 days in advance for the appointment. Not can I do tomorrow or can I do today at this time? At this time today, you do not know my schedule and all other kind of things. Yeah. So okay, I'm answering the last question. Then, sir, for the content creators, are there some possibility to be granted easily visit visa? No. It doesn't matter whether you're a content creator, whether you are a manager of the bank, the process are the same. The process are the same. It doesn't matter whether you're a content creator or not. Which state do you live, EBM, in the United States? I live in a small town called Belton in the state of Missouri. What is your opinion on the employment green card? First of all, employment green card is someone cannot just hire you from overseas directly and they sponsor for green card right away. No, they will sponsor you for professional H1 visa, and then while you are working, then they can sponsor you for green card. EB3 and skilled. Those are also some of the jobs people can sponsor you to get the job. I have 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Or a few seconds, whatever, to be exactly. I will make the separate videos because when you ask the question bigger, EB3 is a separate video, like it's a separate explanation. Just like how I talk about invitation letter, invitation visa or visiting visa in general for almost an hour. So when you talk about EB, that will take a longer time. So thank you so much, each and everyone. Please share this video to other people. I'll be happy to. It doesn't matter whether who's sponsoring your trip. You who is getting invited, prove you are not going to disappear. It doesn't matter. You are invited. Say, I'm not staying in America. After this time, I'm coming back. What will make you come back? It doesn't matter who is paying. Even if it's the US president, it doesn't matter. That's how it is. Who is getting invited must prove that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 at home. I'm not staying in America. I don't like to stay in America after my visit. It's not about it, who is inviting you, who is sponsoring you. No. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye, goodbye. Thank you. Please tag you some friends.